Hey everybody, welcome back to The Coin, the home of commentary on economics, entrepreneurship, and social archetypes. Today we'll be talking about supply chains. What is a supply chain? How does it play into an economy? But more from the perspective of the sale of cotton seeds to a farmer, who then grows the raw cotton and supplies it to a sorting and spinning factory, who in turn sells it to weavers who supply local dressmakers, and then those dresses are sold in the local market. We will be looking at a start to finish supply chain. So guys, please comment down below what industries in your country have a popping supply chain. Let's start off with a handy definition. A supply chain is a network between a company and its suppliers to produce and distribute a specific product to the final buyer. A supply chain also represents the steps it takes to get the product or service from its original state to the customer. Supply chains are used so companies can reduce their costs and remain competitive. The steps involved in getting a product to you include 1. Moving the raw materials. 2. Transforming said raw materials into finished products. 3. Transporting these products. And 4. Distributing them to the end user. The entities involved in a supply chain include producers, vendors, warehouses, transportation companies, distribution centers, and retailers. A stable cotton supply chain means Company A could source fabric from India because all processes from the seed sales, the growing of the cotton, the weaving of the fabric, are in an anchored production succession all within the country. Due to the new age of online shopping, supply chains have evolved. There are now two main types of supply chain. The first is the conventional, traditional supply chain. Each level is interlinked by a logistics provider. The first level is the sourcing and the extraction of materials. Second is a supplier. The third is the wholesaler. Fourth is the manufacturer of the product. Fifth is the refining and processing of the product. Sixth is distribution. Seventh is retail. And finally, you have the customer receiving the product. The second kind of supply chain includes online retail, and the steps in the chain are slightly varied. At the same time, they do also include a logistics provider at each level of the distribution. First, it begins with sourcing and extraction of raw materials, which are taken to a supplier, who then hands them over to wholesalers. Wholesalers then go on to the manufacturers. Manufacturers give way to those who refine and process. And finally, the goods end up at a distribution warehouse. This is similar to the conventional supply chain. This is where the deviation comes in. The customer receives their order through an e-commerce platform, which is then taken to a warehouse. From a warehouse, it goes into shipping, and then finally the customer receives their product. Supply chain resilience refers to a global metric that's used by investors and companies. It lets them know the healthiest suppliers and manufacturers to invest in, or the best places to have their products produced. Hong Kong, Sweden, Japan, Norway, and Switzerland have ranked best in supply chain resilience. Conversely, Venezuela, Jamaica, Honduras, and Mauritius rank among the riskiest suppliers. Supply chain resilience refers to a global metric that's used by investors and companies. It lets them know the healthiest suppliers and manufacturers to invest in, or the best places to have their products produced. Hong Kong, Sweden, Japan, Norway, and Switzerland have ranked best in supply chain resilience. Conversely, Venezuela, Jamaica, Honduras, and Mauritius rank among the riskiest supply chains. These countries that demonstrate the highest supply chain resilience have stability in the below factors. 1. Low corruption levels. 2. High quality infrastructure. 3. Low risk of cybercrimes. 4. Low natural hazard exposure. 5. High quality local suppliers. And finally, 6. High supply chain visibility. Now that we know what a supply chain is, please feel free to comment below on what supply chains in your country you admire or you feel work efficiently. Thanks for your time, guys. Don't forget to do the YouTube thing, smash the like button, subscribe button, because I'll be making more content for you to enjoy.